like water and you like boats, then you're gonna love Hydro Thunder.
The game's been out in the arcades for a little while. How's it been doing?
It's been doing great. We've been seeing a great audience loving the game. You know, Midway's known for their great racing games, and once again, we come out with some pretty good racing games, from regular street racing all the way to water.
How many players can play in the arcade at the same time?
4 players can play at one time.
And then on the home systems, what are you going to be doing? Same kind of thing?
Well, for the Dreamcast system, we're going to be using a 2-player split mode. Okay. It's going to be a horizontal line going across.
I'm a huge fan of these wave racing type games. Is this the best one ever?
Definitely. One thing about Hydro that separates this game from any other water-based game is the Newtonian physics of Hydro.
What was that? That was a big word.
The Newtonian physics.
Newtonian. Spell that word.
N-E-W-T-O-N-I-A-N.
Oh, like Newton.
Yes.
Sir Isaac Newton.
Yes.
I saw him on Schoolhouse Rock.
Oh, really? Did you now? Well, our head programmer, Steve Rank, basically did the physics from scratch and basically used the physics from scratch. We had a big team doing this, and as you can see with the physics, the game looks beautiful, and the game just plays wonderful.
So tell me some of the levels in this game. What are some of the worlds that you're going to be shooting through?
One of the worlds is going to be like Nile River. It's one of our biggest tracks. It's like an Egyptian kind of theme where you're going through caverns, seeing different mummy caves and stuff like that. We have Lost Island, kind of like a Jurassic Park kind of style of a track. We have the Arctic Circle with a lot of wildlife, polar bears, penguins and stuff. A lot of interaction in the tracks.
And how about secrets and little extras? Is there like a Midway jet boat or something?
Oh, we'll have a lot of secrets as always. Midway's known for that. We're going to have secret tracks, secret features and stuff, but I'll leave that to the
gamers?
Yes, definitely. A lot of shortcuts in the game as well.
Cool. So you guys you're able to pump out the home version of these games so quickly now. How are you guys able to do this?
Well, basically, sometimes we get the code of the game before the game's finished in the coin-op, and we port it over to our developers, so that basically we try to get the game out there to our consumers as quick as possible, especially for Hydro Thunder being such an anticipated game.
What's your favorite thing about E3?
The favorite thing, I guess, all the girls, I guess.
But you guys have all the girls.
That's true. Well, as you can see, our crowd, I think we did the right thing.
One of the coolest top-down perspective games of all time was Grand Theft Auto. Well, get ready for Grand Theft Auto 2.
Grand Theft Auto 2. Grand Theft Auto, the first one, was one of my favorite games. What can we expect in this one?
In the first one, we suggested there were gangs. You answer a phone, someone's telling you something to do.
Right.
In this one, the gangs control the city, they control the industry in the city, and they dominate areas of the city. You go to an area, you've got to earn respect from the gangs. Respect is the key word. When they start to give you work, another gang ain't going to be too pleased. They're going to start to hate you, and they're going to start tracking you down and trying to destroy you.
Really? Cool.
Yeah.
Now, is it set up the same way? You kind of start on the bottom and work your way up the mob chain?
You've got to earn respect to get any jobs at all. Eventually, they'll send a few guys off with you to work. They'll all jump in with you and go and protect you when you go and meet some of your less friendly members of your city.
The amazing thing that I liked was the amazing car physics, the way you really felt
The physics are about 10 times better than this one.
Really?
You can do full 180s, 360s, every trick in the book, but of course the police know them all. Everyone's got AI this time.
Right.
Not just the police, the pedestrians got AI, they're all trying to do something.
Is there going to be any play over the internet kind of thing?
Multiplayer, as in the first one, deathmatch style.
Step me through one of the missions.
There's a redneck gang.
Okay.
If they're playing the country and western music, you don't like it too much. Arm your car with a bomb, drive to the radio station building, drop it outside, pick up the getaway car waiting for you, get it driven off, you're listening country and western song, boom, suddenly your radio goes flat.
Are there going to be the same kind of cars in it?
The 20 minutes into the future is the kind of time period we're looking at.
Okay.
Concept cars, all new tiles, everything brand new, everything improved.
Cool.
Everything's built again from the base up.
Oh, I can't wait to play this game.
Excellent, I hope
Cool.
you enjoy it. I think
All
you
right.
will.
You and the rest of the world right now are watching Doom on the electric playground.
Okay, so this is Woodford Technologies. Big meeting. Let's guy's a player. True blue gamer. PC games at work, video games at home. New Insight magazine is just the ticket. Entirely unusable. I didn't do it! Chairman Woodford! Enjoy.
Cool. Meeting's over.
Plasma rifle, page 79. You ever date a civil servant?
Inside PC Gaming, Inside Video Gaming. Millennium Issues on sale December 7th. Call for trial offer.
Twisted Metal 4 by 989 Studios is back, fully equipped with a smoking Twisted Track CD.
Audio track selected. Loading. Vertical Horizon. The Rascals.
Just to do what we gotta do, we champion.
Plus many more.
Twisted Tracks is available free with the purchase of Twisted Metal 4, while supplies last.
Every year in Chicago, Wizard Magazine puts on one of the biggest comic book conventions in the world. Ooh! Of course, we had to go check it out. Is this a show about video games?
So I'm here with Mr. Gareb Seamus. He's the big guy, the big cheese, the head honcho, big pickle. You're the man.
Not the big pickle, but I'm the man at the show here. Thanks for coming.
Hey, thanks for having us out here. How have you guys been able to build a show this size?
It's really a lot of hard work, a lot of organization, and basically inviting all my friends that are the big artists and big writers to the convention for all the fans to see.
Do you guys play video games?
Oh yeah, play lots. Actually, we used to play video games with, against each other pretty furiously.
We used to play Wipeout all the time for hours.
Are there any plans to make Mystery Men into a video game?
Well, actually, we're going to do a puppet show and tour the country with that.
I'm here with Garth Ennis, and that's all I know.
Right.
We did that again, sorry. It's almost like learning a secret language. You start to be able to decode fanboy symbols on t-shirts. I'm here with Marat Michaels, the artist and co-writer of the Nash comic book.
And then also getting a lot of big stars like Ray Park, who played Darth Maul in the Star Wars movie.
It wasn't my voice, but I pretty much knew they're going to change it because I don't think my voice is scary enough for it.
You're a big video game fan.
Yeah, there's a time in my life where I played a lot more than I do now, but yeah, I'm absolutely. I'm really looking forward to the Superman game, the Super Nintendo
Did you
game.
play it?
You know, I tried in the mall, and I'm just frustrated. Nobody makes scrolling games anymore. Everything is that 3D nonsense.
Who are some of your favorites out there?
I'm a very big fan of the Marvel Knights stuff. I love it. I'm a big Frank Miller fan. Anything that McFarlane's working on, I like to look at. I'm a big fan of Top Cow. Of course, there's a lot of stuff from DC, like JLA and Preacher and stuff that I like. I do like the Cliffhanger stuff. I mean, there's just so much stuff. I can go on.
You like everything.
Basically, yeah.
Now, have you ever done anything on the video game side of things?
We developed the concept, but not the games. And so, obviously, like Wildcats, that was made into a Super Nintendo game. There's a Danger Girl game that's being developed by InSpace. I think THQ is the publisher.
You're featured quite often in these wrestling games. Have you checked that out?
I check out the royalty checks every quarter. Keep buying those games, kids.
The new generations are all multimedia. You know, all the kids are growing up with not just one thing, not just paper, not just television, not just films, but now you have this whole world of interactivity. So you want to be part of that. You want Fathom to be all over because, yeah, they'll get the comic book, but they'll also get the video game. They'll get the online information. They'll see the movie.
Do you want to see your projects become films?
You know, you always worry about that a little bit because you lose a lot of creative control, but I don't think anybody would say no to one of those checks. So.
I was a Marvel fan, Captain America, Spider-Man, Iron Man, Daredevil.
Did that ever influence you to want to be a wrestler?
No, actually, I took a number 2 pencil and stuck it in one ear and it came out the other, and I knew I could be a wrestler.
Comic books are still one of the best mediums to develop characters, and then especially in the comic book format, it's very easy to get your story across in a very visual way that people can understand and see.
There's a lot of crossover between comics and video games, especially on the character creation standpoint. How do you feel about that?
It's not something that I really know a great deal about. The last video game I played was Pac-Man in a bar, and so really I don't have a great deal of knowledge about it. The kind of stuff I do, Preacher in particular, probably doesn't lend itself to that kind of crossover so well, although that would be one hell of a computer game.
One of the biggest sleeper hits of last year was Spyro the Dragon. Well, get ready for another sequel, because we got Spyro 2.
I'm here with the president and vice president of Insomniac Games, and we're talking about Spyro 2?
Spyro 2.
Now, you guys both worked on Spyro the original?
Yeah, we've been together about 5 years now, and we both worked on Spyro 1.
We are here in Las Vegas at the Hard Rock Hotel to celebrate the release of Spyro the Dragon.
So what are the scavenger hunt rules?
Basically, we've got until 5 o'clock today to find 20 different scavenger hunt items. We're going to be all over the place.
Where's the largest slot machine? I don't know where we are. Tommy, where are we, man?
We're on the electric playground.
How did you guys come up with the concept?
One of our artists, Craig Stitt, said one day, you know, I've always wanted to do a game about a dragon. And immediately, everybody said, yeah.
Well, so what's new?
I'd say the biggest change is the structure of the game. Spyro 2 is more of a game of completion. We have primary and secondary objectives in every level. We have mini games that the hardcore gamers can really sink their teeth into, whereas with the primary objectives, the novice players can feel comfortable and not too intimidated.
Do you think this is sad, carrying Spyro through Las Vegas?
What are we getting here, the Mardi Gras thing?
Here you go, here you go. Okay, Tommy, now just jump like that guy. Does that hurt?
Yeah. I hear that Spyro has a lot of new moves.
He can now swim, he can climb, he can spit projectiles. He has now a new hover.
He can what?
He can spit. He can pick up things and spit them at the enemies.
For the bonus thing, do you want to pick a lamb? What if there's like a petting zoo? Petting zoo down there? Tough work. Too much to see.
What is now one of the flashiest and largest casinos in Las Vegas?
Let's talk about the storyline. What have you guys done with Spyro 2? What's the new story?
After Spyro defeated Nasty Nork in first Spyro, he came back to the Dragon world pretty tired. You know, he figured he needed a break. So the rest of the dragons said, hey, Spyro, why don't you go on vacation? Something goes wrong, and he ends up in a new universe called Avalar. There are a couple of very big bad guys that you encounter along the way.
Like what?
There's one guy called Ripto, who is a really big bad guy, and he's constantly giving all the inhabitants of Avalar a hard time, kicking them out of their castles. Just lost. We're very lost.
So we can find an Indian. You said you knew where an Indian was.
It's all right. You can deal with this kind of travel.
Okay, this one should be quick. Okay, I'll go in with the camera.
10 minutes, we got 4 shots. All the inhabitants want Spyro to figure out how to beat Ripto, but Spyro's got to chase him through a bunch of different worlds. There are 29 different levels of Spyro, so he's got a lot of exploring to do.
Can you give me your best Spyro impression?
Okay, somebody's off in the elevator, and I'll take the picture. Okay, go ahead, it's open.
Let's go.
It's open and empty. He will win.
What games influenced your design?
Well, we definitely have to say Mario 64 was a big influence.
What do you think of Shigeru Miyamoto?
You don't have to look at any video game without seeing his influence. He won all the awards at the Interactive Academy the other night. It was amazing.
What does not defeat you only makes you stronger. Let the game begin. The legend is reborn. Xena is back.
What's on your mind?
Shine along in a brand new season of Xena.
Nice move.
Xena today at 5 on A Channel.
See how generous she is. This is triple chill cake from McCain. The cake with the ice creamy taste. A big slice goes to her friend here. A big slice goes to her friend here. A big slice goes to her little brother. A big slice goes to her little brother. Triple chill cake from McCain. Have your cake, an ice creamy taste too.
To apply for a car loan, simply pick up the phone and dial 1-800-CAR-LOAN. And in less than 2 minutes, you could be approved for your car loan. If you've had credit problems and you need help, call 1-800-CAR-LOAN.
Hi, this is your credit card company.
It's a collection agency, again.
This is Revenue Canada calling.
Debt problems? Credit Counseling Services of Alberta can help. For confidential information or to attend a free workshop, call Credit Counseling Services of Alberta.
Now this is one slick cat. We're talking about Shigeru Miyamoto. Now this is one fat daddy who's been living large with the likes of Mario and Zelda and a whole other slew of Nintendo games. And we got the exclusive.
First of all, I want to thank you, Mr. Miyamoto, for giving us this time. And also, on behalf of all the game players of the world, I want to thank you for all the games you've given us and all the fun you've given us over the years. How many video game titles have you worked on?
数えたんですけど、プロデュースだけを含めて。Actually, I have just counted them all, and I made 64 games by now, including the games which I worked as a producer.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
Simple question. 46歳. 46 now.
46. Do you have children of your own?
ええ。13歳.
Yes, I have two children. One is a 13 years old boy and 11 years old girl.
Do they like video games?
まあまあ、まだゼルダをクリアします。
Well, I guess it's just so-so. They just cleared Legend of Zelda the other day.
What was your inspiration for the character of Mario?
僕ね、割とこう
I like to make something within certain limitations. So when I was making Mario character, there were certain restrictions on the dot. In spite of that, I wanted to make something unique. I think because of such restrictions in the video game, I could come up with this image of Mario.
Where did you draw your inspirations for the world of Zelda?
Well, when it comes to the world, I think it has something to do with my childhood. There are places I loved to play and such and such. That kind of images, I believe, have been reflected in the world of Legend of Zelda. And when it comes to the character Link, I believe everybody has some ages when they want to be strong. I think that kind of images to be reflected upon the character of Link.
Are you a fun guy to work with? Or do you take work very seriously?
Maybe I'm too serious guy, and some other people just find it hard to work with me.
Oh? Do you still ride your bike to work?
Yeah.
Yes.
Keeps you healthy.
それで健康を保ってるわけです。
そう、泳いでね。
And swimming too.
And swimming? Good, good. You look very young.
若く見えますね。
You don't swim to work.
別に泳いで職場に行くわけじゃないですね。
台風の時はね。
Only in the typhoon.
What does Nintendo mean to you?
I joined Nintendo because I couldn't understand what they are making. They were making anything. So I thought that I would be given the opportunity to make anything as I like, so that the company can be a kind of sponsor for me.
Who do you admire out there?
あなたが尊敬するのは誰ですかね。
本当に変なんですよね。尊敬する人。
It may sound strange, but I don't have so much people that I'm respecting. For example, when it comes to Spielberg, I feel he's wonderful. He's a wonderful movie maker. And I find Lucas is another wonderful person who has been not hesitant to support the young, talented people. Well, only the person I can think about now is when I joined the company, he was there and working with me. Unfortunately, he is no more in this world, but Mr. Yokoi is the person I can say I am respectful.
Thank you very much. It was an honor. Thank you.
Thank you. I had tears in my eyes when I was playing this game because I honestly felt like the video game industry took a huge step backwards.
You said that.
I almost
Tell
cried.
us why.
Pizza in the morning, pizza in the evening, pizza at supper time. When pizza's on a bagel, you can eat pizza anytime.
Pizza Pizza Bagel Bites. Bite-sized pizzas on wholesome little bagels. Our unique microwave tray makes them nice and crispy. Pizza Bagel Bites. Crispy right out of the microwave. Whenever you want them.
When pizza's on a bagel, you can eat pizza anytime.
Pizza Bagel Bites. Brought to you by Heinz.
Hello, it's Patrick. He took out life insurance.
Your mother and I just took out life insurance from Norwich Union. Have you thought about it?
Dad, I'm only 40.
Norwich Union has a plan for people as young as 40. Besides, you have one good reason right over there. Take a look.
Norwich Union is pleased to bring you Guaranteed Life Plus, affordable life insurance for people 40 to 75. Your acceptance is guaranteed. You're under no obligation, and no salesperson will visit. Call now for your free information kit. Premiums start from as low as $9.95 a month, no matter how old you are. And they'll never increase. Guaranteed. So call now. You'll enjoy coverage up to $25,000, depending on your age and the premium you choose. In case of accidental death, your beneficiary receives 5 times your coverage, up to $125,000.
Thanks, Dad. I'm going to call Norwich Union now.
Call toll-free, 1-877-789-7885, extension 285.
You're right, Dad. It's never too soon to plan ahead.
Got to have chance to set free. Every night I have strangest dream. I'm feeling alright. Yeah, not feeling too good in myself. Yeah, feeling alright.
Wipeout 3.
Let me just say this about Wipeout 3. 20 minutes of playing the game, it's like, okay, it's Wipeout.
I disagree. New tracks, bunch of new weapons. I love the force wall. You can shoot out an energy wall that the other players can ram into, and you stop them dead in their tracks. That's really cool. You've got 2-player split screen, and you've got analog control. And I've been waiting for analog control and Wipeout on a PlayStation for years, so I was very happy with this game.
The menu screens in this game are by far the ugliest menu screens you have ever seen in your entire life of playing video games.
If you like gray and black, though.
The other problem I have is that when you get in first place, Vic wouldn't know about it, but when you're in first place, you just get beamed
I'm usually
constantly.
in first place.
You're never in first place.
I love it. They took it outside a little bit more. This one's not as dark and gloomy and dreary. There's not rain spattering as much. It's a happier future in this Wipeout. The vehicles are completely redesigned. There's all kinds of new shapes.
Yay,
new
they all
styles.
look like triangles.
No, there's squares.
Oh, there's some squares
There's
in there
some square
I just saw
shifts in there.
the triangle.
You know what? It's definitely time to see this thing in a new system. We want to see super clean, ultra high-res graphics in here. I can't wait for a PlayStation 2 version of the game. I'm a huge Wipeout fan. This was exactly what I was hoping I would get out of Wipeout. It's not much more, though. Given a 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10?
Yes. I'm a huge Wipeout fan.
Wow.
I'd buy it in a second.
All right, I give it a 7 even, 7.0. It's Wipeout, and after a half hour, it's like, okay, what's next?
I'll tell you what's next.
What's next?
Lego Racers.
It's Legos Racing.
Well, yeah, it's another, which is funny because it has a similar kind of gameplay to Wipeout. It's another race around, and you blow up your buddies, and there's all kinds of power-ups and weapons and stuff.
I mean, the cool thing is, if you're, fan of Lego.
And you're a goof if you're not.
Who isn't? You can actually create your cars, and by putting the blocks on, and you have your chassis you can choose from, and little hats on.
Oh yeah, you can totally customize your character and your car. You totally use the Diddy Kong racing style. You pick up 3 of the same Lego pieces, and then you've powered up your power-up, and you get more use out of it. So you can have bigger guns and more turbo boost.
The levels are cool. You got space level and the castle level and the pirate.
You got to have a 3D accelerator card.
That's right. That's right.
It looks fabulous. It really looks cool.
Looks great.
And if you're a big Lego fan, you're going to have a blast making all kinds of different combinations. If you stack all your Lego pieces on one side of the car, it'll tilt over to that side of the car every time you're making a corner.
It's a decent game. 7.5.
I would give it an 8. I'd definitely check it out. I'd pick it up for your pieces.
Now, speaking of this game, though, we should also talk about Revolt.
Oh, Revolt.
Like I said, Revolt.
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 Tell them what it is. It's like it's an RC racing.
Cars.
Yeah, you got these little wicked little toy cars. There's all kinds of varieties.
There's tons of different modes besides racing. Network play is
a multiplayer
the best way to play this game. The levels are amazing. You got toy stores, grocery markets.
You're at the toys perspective, so you get to go around all these huge things. So you're like in the neighborhood, the Toys in the Hood level. I love that. Jumping over curbs, and then over in the distance you can see sprinklers and basketballs will bounce in your way.
Before we go any further, Revolt is a great freaking game on the PC.
It's excellent
but
on
it's
PC.
absolute trash
On the N64.
And the PlayStation.
They both are lame.
And I'll tell you the biggest thing is the graphics are horrible. I hated them both on the consoles.
I hated them both equally as well.
Exactly. If you have a PC, just get the PC version.
Excellent.
Don't even bother with
Here's another example of these publishers trying to cash in. It should have just been made to perfection for one system.
Exactly. On the PlayStation, I give it a 5.5.
I give the PlayStation version a 5.
On the N64, it's a little easier to control. I give it a 5.8.
Give it a 5 on the N64 as well. Textures are so muddy and foggy, I couldn't tell where I was going half
But
the
on the
time.
PC, I give it an 8.7.
I give it a 9 on the PC.
Yeah,
it's a
great
killer
game
game.
on PC.
Definitely check it out for the PC. We have Blue Stinger for the Dreamcast.
Oh.
Your favorite Dreamcast game so far?
Oh, can I say something? Dialogue is awful. The storyline is awful.
There's no
Even
pacing.
the character's name.
Can I talk?
Elliot
Can I talk?
Ballad.
Can I-
I'm not done yet.
Can I talk?
Elliot Ballad,
Can I-
a
can I
lead
speak?
character
Can I
for a
finish?
name?
Can I
This is an
finish?
awful character name. Go ahead.
There's no pace to it at all.
The
You spend
presentation's terrible.
You spend the first 20 minutes not doing anything. You walk down a hallway and there's just like nothing to do. You go find a key card, you open a door, and there's no excuse now because what do we've had? We've had Resident Evil, we've had Metal Gear Solid, we've had Tomb Raider.
Elliot Ballad is a character name?
Ouch.
You have to get indoors, okay? You have to get these access cards to get through doors. Well, guess what? Just look at the dead body right next to all the doors, because more than likely, 90% of the time, they're the ones with the cards. So you pick up the card, you go in, you see these beasts that are just lying dead on the ground.
They look cool. The monsters and stuff, they look cool.
They suck.
They look cool.
No, they
look cool.
7 arms coming out of them. Oh, they're crap.
They look cool.
You kill the guys, and check it out. Tokens fly off them like in Sonic, and you have to go collect the tokens.
With the sound.
And it even has the same sound.
The biggest disappointment with this game is that there really isn't anything to interact with.
I knew I was in trouble playing this game when you cross this bridge, it pulls back, shows you the cinematic, and then all of a sudden, this dogs guy is like, oh, I'm going to follow you around for the rest of the game and be your buddy and protect you because you're a wimp, okay? And then the cinematic pulls away, and guess what? Dogs disappears. I mean, it's annoying. You pull the camera back, and all of a sudden you see the character. On a scale to 1 to 10, I give this game my lowest score ever of all time on the Electric Playground. I give it a 1.3.
I'd give Blue Stinger a 4. I think it deserves a 4. All right, let's go, man. I want to get on this thing. Let's get out of here.
We can't talk about Blue Stinger some more?
No, we're done. Come on, let's go. Let's go do our dog's impression.
Woo! Blue Stinger blows! Hey, look, everyone. I'm on TV. Get it? I'm on TV. Rough crowd. It's a little hot in here, isn't it? Woo.
Production assistance for Electric Playground is provided by Sony Computer Entertainment, publishers of Jet Moto 3 for the PlayStation. Activision, publishers of Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Now everyone thinks they can skate like Tony Hawk. And Computech Media, publishers of Insight Video Gaming, Insight PC Gaming, and InsightGames.com. Pick up the new issues of the magazines. They're out on newsstands now.
News is about current issues, but good news gives you insight into how it affects you. And that's what I'll bring you every night.